Hi everyone, this is Emily. I'm the pianist and co-director of Pocket Concerts. I'm sitting down here with Governor General's award-winning author Sarah Henstra today, and she will be doing some literary readings to complement the Schubert Cello Quintet performance on our upcoming Pocket Concert on June 2nd. So Sarah, do you have a routine in your writing practice, like a daily schedule or routine that you can share with us?
I do have a daily routine. I don't always stick to it, but I have found that writing happens best for me if I do have a routine that is almost every day. And if I wait more than a couple of days in between my writing sessions, I really lose touch pretty quickly with what I'm working on, and it's that much harder for me to get into that world of the book. And also, I've discovered kind of a little bit late in my life compared to other things how much writing feeds me. It's a bit like doing yoga or taking vitamins or something like that. It just makes me feel better if I'm really busy with my writing on a pretty regular basis. So I do it in the morning because it's when my brain works the best, and I do it before I get on Wi-Fi or check email or anything else, because as soon as I get sucked into the administrivia of the day, I'm kind of a goner. Time just disappears. And one thing that really helps me is I try to meet with other writers a couple times a week at a cafe. So 9 a.m. the two of us will show up at a cafe and we'll both work there. We don't read each other's writing. We're just there to keep each other on track, to stop us from logging on to our computer or going home and doing the laundry or something like that. And I find if I do that often enough, that kind of anchors my solo writing practice enough that I can stick with it.
My next question is, how does reading and other external activities factor into your writing?
I try to limit external activities when they feel like noise in my writing practice. So I limit screen time for myself a lot, social media and YouTube and TV and stuff like that. I do read a lot when I'm writing, but it's pretty mysterious even to me how I choose the books that I gravitate toward to read. And I'll often read snippets of books from my own shelves, and I'll be just like looking along the shelves, and I'll grab something that feels like randomly and flip through it and find a certain image that I've been looking for, or a certain way of phrasing something that just gives me what I need in the moment for the scene. And I think there's a part of my brain that understands what it's looking for without my rational side of my brain knowing what it's looking for.
Now, can you give us any hints on what you'll be reading at the concert?
Yeah, I'm working on a brand new short story. It's never been published or performed before. It's called Luthier. It's a story about a violin maker, a stringed instrument maker, and it has a flavor of a fairy tale or a piece of folklore to it. And I think it will be a nice fit with the performance of the quintet piece.
My last question is, was there anything about the Schubert Cello Quintet that had a powerful impact on you upon listening? What struck you?
I really noticed how the instruments all seem to be in a kind of conversation with each other. And sometimes that conversation is very peaceful and harmonious, and they all seem to be members of the same family. And sometimes that family is in the middle of a massive fight with each other, and they're shouting to be heard over each other, or they're sort of volleying back and forth, almost like a call and response amongst them. And I loved that feeling of, it really was like a conversational energy to me in the piece. My story is about a very, very solitary person, the violin maker, and it interested me to be reminded how much sound of an instrument changes when it's in concert with other instruments, and how it becomes just its voice becomes amplified but also made so much more complex by the presence of other musicians. So I loved that.
Where can people find your books?
They can find my books wherever fine booksellers are located, and online, and also there will be copies for sale at the concert.
Great.
So please come.
Yeah.